What's up?
I'll take first pick.
Forgot to unmute my mic. All right, sorry, everyone. Let's restart that
We
from the
restart,
top.
restart.
Okay.
No!
Everyone saw Sam
I
got
lose
the
my number one draft pick.
No, Sam got the heads. Let's introduce everyone. The burnt motherfucker, Cwispy. Say hello.
Hello, a second time.
Second time, and for a second time with the lovely hair and the 2 thumbs up, it's Sam.
Thumbs still up. They haven't gone down.
Thumbs still up. All right, Sam won the coin toss. Cwispy called tails. So you can either pick first, which you will get 1 pick plus the first map choice, or you can go second with 2 draft picks and then first ban. What's it
Alright.
gonna be?
I'll take first pick.
You'll take first pick. All right.
Yeah.
Let's transition into the spreadsheet here. Who are you gonna pick up?
With my first pick, I need somebody who's gonna carry this team. I need somebody who's just a GOAT. He's probably sleeping right now, taking a big old nap. I want Jericho.
All right. Jericho going out in the first round. Let me see if I can do this right. I can't. So we're just gonna type it in here. All right, Cwispy. That means you have 2 picks on the board. Time starts now.
Man, one of my more top picks gone just like that. So, gotta rethink how I want to go like this.
Yo, my pick is getting freaking raised right now.
Your
dude.
pick ain't even here though. That's the crazy part. You picked a non-player right now.
It's a projected draft pick.
It's
Trust.
projected. All right,
Yeah.
Cwispy. You got anybody else for?
I think I will pick up Hammerpaw.
Picks up Hammerpaw. All right, you
And
get
this-
1 more.
This might
No,
be a
Hammer
little.
Paw, to be honest. I think his name starts with a G,
Oh,
ends with a paw.
okay. And then I think for my second choice,
Mhm.
we gotta pick someone that is, I think personally, much better than Jericho. He been such an inspiration ever since I seen him. Just makes plays everywhere. We're picking up Monkumi.
And you got Makumi. Looks like we have a Rat Milkers based team coming on the board. All right, Sam. That means back to you. And before we do that, we'd like to thank Makumi for the sub with Twitch Prime. Thank you.
Shout out Mankumi.
Big W. Congratulations, go out in 3rd round. So, Sam, who are you picking up?
Gunnar Paw was my next draft pick.
Natural.
No, I was really depending on my feed god, but we're gonna have to go down my draft board here. You know what? I'm investing in 2 people who are not here. I'm going for my cool ass YouTuber Raza.
We're going with Raza in the 4th round. Has a pretty solid DPS line. So, Cwispy, how are you going to answer back?
Well, to answer a solid DPS line, we just need to be better at surviving. So I think how I'll answer this is I'll pick up George.
He's picking up George in the
Ooh.
5th round.
Damn.
These
That
two
was my
haven't
next pick.
played with each other, but everyone
No.
knows the legend of George.
George only played a couple games. Amazing player.
Yeah.
Fits right into the system. Any system he's in.
Hold on.
And for my next pick, I pick up Sam.
He's getting
You
the
can't.
picks and I'm not.
You can't. You can't. You don't-
Underrated pick.
Cwispy,
No one would ever
Cwispy.
saw it coming.
Cwispy, it's Sam's turn. You get 2 to start, and then we go back to 1.
Okay.
You can't pick up Sam either. He's the other captain.
I'm
You fucking-
I'm a little sad about George. I wanted some good vibes on my team. So actually, in that vein, I'm gonna pick Shay.
We're getting Shay going out in the 6th round here. Big pickup there. Solid support player. If there ever was one. Alright, that means Cwispy. Ball's back in your court.
So many good players left.
Absolutely.
Always such a hard decision getting down to the end here.
One day would be nice.
I think I will pick up. I think I'll pick up Grim.
Picking up Grim,
The boys.
solid
The boys.
support player going. All right, that means Sam, ball is back in your court. Who you picking up?
You know, I'm looking at my team here. Shay, positive. Raza, cool. Jericho, nice guy. We're lacking some toxicity on my team. Big time. I need somebody who's difficult to like, who's a little brain dead. Give me Shadow.
He picks up his twin. That's no shock there.
Give me my twin. Give me my twin.
Shadow getting drafted into Sam's squad. Shadow, let's make our way up to Remember BVC. Alright, teams are filling out. Last but not least, we have Satouro and Sloan on the board. Cwispy, who's it gonna be?
You know, I think we just gotta have that amazing personality of Satouro.
Alright. That's a fucking... Alright, Satouro going the way of Cwispy. That means Sam.
Doubling up on toxicity. Let's go. I love it.
We're playing Chernobyl over in his team. Sloan going over to Sam's team. Let's see how that plays out. I'm gonna throw them over here. Satouro, you're going into Rat Milkers VC. Alright, captains. We're waiting just for Jericho left. No one's at me so far. So go ahead, join your teams. Get ready for the invite to the lobby.
Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely.
Best team win.
Absolutely. Best team win.
Boom.
Alright, as we're going to do that, we're going to head into a quick little intermission here as we get everyone set up into the lobby. Kind of screen transition. We're going to keep the music going as the lobby gets formed up. Team Sam. Exciting draft picks. Let me see who's on everyone's team now.
No.
Sam has Raza.
Laughing face. Please help by inting players. Where is my FDPS? Where is Jericho?
Alex's corner.
Yeah, trust me, I saw. Let's not do it on
No, okay. Okay, wait. No. So
Hold on,
Jericho's
hold
not
on.
here.
Pause down.
I'm on the wrong side. D. Tie /3. Where's my first round pick? CPT, please rejoin the other VC, forgot a step. This is rigged.
Yeah.
Alright, I do apologize with
What's
that.
up?
Alright, Cwispy. Actually, no, it goes Sam. You get the first map pick.
Oh, that's right. Is it any map? Or are we doing like control?
So it's gonna be control for the first ones.
Okay.
Look, I'm not gonna sway here, but I think we need to go to Horizon Lunar College.
Listen, if we want to go longer, I have 2 CP at the very end.
Let's go!
You know, we'll do the classic Ilios.
I'm gonna go classic Ilios. Any variation?
I have no preference.
No preference at all. Go.
Certainly my number 1 draft pick shows up.
Do you do you want to wait or do you just want to head in?
No, we can just start.
This is not the
We
map.
have 5. It's good enough.
What the fuck am I doing? Maps off. Ilios on. All right. That means Cwispy. What do you want to ban?
As in character?
Yeah, we're gonna do character bans now.
You know, I've been paying attention to a lot of Raza's streams, and I think I'm gonna ban Freya.
Target ban is crazy.
All right, Sam, you can answer that back. Who you
Yeah,
gonna
I'm also going to target ban. I'm banning Lucio.
ban? Gonna ban
No, you
Lucio.
can't do
Grim,
that.
Grim, get on break, buddy.
Bans. Phrygia and Lucio just
All right.
please don't play.
That's all we need from you guys. Head back to your
All right.
teams. We're gonna restart this.
Okay.
All right. As we do that, I gotta change the characters sheets. We're gonna be right in this in just a second. Sam's ban is gonna be the Lucio here. Good thing I already had it predicted. Sam, very predictable that way. Cwispy bans the Fariha. Do we even have a Fariha? Let me check my scorecard. Yes, we do. Done. Alright, we're not going to head into this here soon.
R. No. I'm benched. No R.
No.
Hammer
Not do
on
it.
team. Get Gunnar Paw off my squad. Get Hammer out of here /. Hammer is the other team. No bums please. Sam. Hamner is mine. Cheers George, take a sip W me /. Pause. Oh my god. Monkamai is touching my hand. At Cwispy,
These guys are wilding out there.
he is in my house. What? Please figure out our lineup and message me. Freaky.
Alright, we're just getting the teams ready.
Hammer in for Baby Yoda.
Here we go. We may have Satouro here.
Me and Monkamai are sharing a couch RN. One
Looks like
couch,
we got two
PCS.
people sharing a couch. One couch, 2 PCs. That's crazy talk from them.
Actually, it's a love seat. R. R. Wenberg. Cause we making love.
As we make it love.
R.
Alright, we got an R from Cwispy. And Sam,
What? Going. In 3, 2, 1.
alright, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. The Remember Me versus Remember Me Brawl out. We got Team Sam comprising of, drumroll please, Raza, Jericho, Sam himself, Shadow, Sloan, and Shay. For the Team Cwispy, we have Cwispy themselves, Grim, George, Makumi, and Funerpaw. Satouro following it up.
play the 1-2-2 format.
All right, looks like we're gonna be playing on Ilios
Okay,
Lighthouse.
So 3 goats. No goats packed. Shut or pretty face.
All right, looks like we're gonna have a dive comp. Raza on the signature Sojourn. Sam gonna roll out in the Lucio. We've seen that.
Y'all some pervs. How can I concentrate? Not in front of my BB Cwispy.
All right. Looks like Sloan's going to be on the hazard. We've seen it a few times before. Before the team, remember me, exploded themselves. Also going to answer some questions from chat. What am I drinking? It is going to be a vanilla cream soda with some Jack. Decided to have follow George route, sipping on that good yak. Talking about it. George, we're seeing on the Ana here. We've seen George play quite a lot if you are a fan of Remember Me. Been a big help setting all the schedules up. It's good to see George back from the past. Talking about which, on the Mercy. Gooderpaw on it. We're going to pause the music as we start heading into this map whenever they are ready. So we are just waiting up on them. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Remember Me's Clash. Starting out on a dive.
I want a teeth job on your Steam profile.
I'm not going to read that. That's the thing. Alright, we see both sides setting up high ground. See Cwispy, George, Grim on the high ground. Hammerpaw setting it up. Talking about which. Hammerpaw giving up a lot of space. Sloan in a good position to dive. Burns Cwispy down. Motion Sloan, not the big fan of each other, but they do get it done at the end. Talking about which Motion goes down. Beautiful anti-nade onto Grim. That's going to force him back over. It's a solid back line. Sloan going down next. That's a big key at part of Team Sam down here. Oh, beautiful concussion boop. Talking about which Shay is on the low ground, however. Hammer's by himself. Gets burnt down. Raza takes the head off of the monkey. Arambe gonna have a new friend. Talking about which. Team Cwispy taking control of this map. Gonna see an engage here. Point right now. Gonna look like it's gonna flip over Team Sam. It does. A lot of damage. However, look at where these DPS are set up. They have access to this backline. They have to play very cautiously. Talking about which Motion takes too much damage. Finds the electric monkey at the end of it. Looks like Sloan trying to clear this far off it. The high ground. It's been a quite dangerous position. Talking about Cwispy, though. Cwispy taking out Raza, showing a new hit scan is taking their place. Hammerpaw with 2, finding the back line off some solid brick play by Grim. Team Sam, 28% on the board. However, Team Cwispy coming up very quickly here, getting almost 22% before the fight engaged. Talking about which, let's look at the ultimates here. Hammerpaw, pretty much the closest one on Team Cwispy's side, followed by Shay on the opposite side here. This high ground trying to be taken by Hammerpaw. A lot of damage, very good. However, Motion found out by a disruptor shot, probably went too deep again. Hammerpaw getting that white boy juggle in, finds Raza. Remember the good old days when that was a lineup here. But talking about which, looks like Hammerpaw did his patented press W too hard. Falls back, gets healed up. Here comes a Nano. He's going deeper here. He's going for Shay. Gets slept. That's a beautiful backline. The survivability here is. Talking about which, we see Rain coming in. It looks like they got the Ana. George finding the wrath of Sloan. However, is it a little too late? Sloan all by themselves. Their backline eating up here. Motion finding Makumi. Sloan just trying to contest on point, waiting for their team to get back. Trying to buy much time. Oh, forces the rally out and kills the Brig. That is a big damage. You're going to question why you popped the rally there. But that's a great ult to get out. But talking about which, Motion is dead again. Gonna be doing a check here, talking about an OC coming out from Cwispy, trying to shut this game down. Shay goes down first. Here comes a rally on point. Sam going down. Looks like it was gonna be the last gasp of health for Team Sam. Losing map 1. Cwispy going up 1-0 on the map. Seeing what map we're gonna head into next year. I'm gonna head into the infamous 12 hog 1 hole map that is known as Ilios Well. Looking to see any adaptations, any sort of replays, any sort of counter really to this comp that Cwispy is running right now. We're gonna see switches Raza over to the cast. We know he loves the cast here, but the question is, Cwispy also big fan of that cast. Motion switching off to the Genji, not finding the value they wanted on this one. So gonna try to match Makumi on the Pharah, as everyone is setting up to be ready. Gonna see the backline stay basically the same here as we check out the stats for first round.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the
All right, the teams are now setting up for what is going to be an exciting second round here. Gonna see who has the better Winston, Sloan, or Hammerpaw. So far, Hammerpaw showing up big on that Winston, talking about which, trying to find that cast. Super low, gets pocketed, however. Not gonna find any much value here. Hammer sticks around. His team set up for survivability. Talking about which, we have a Tracer on Makumi's side, trying to access that backline. Cwispy rips the head off of Raza here. Trying to block off the heal Sloan was there from Hammer. However, everyone's still alive. Motion taking a wild angle all by himself, probably.
Motion DC.
That makes sense. So we had Motion DC. I'm gonna go check in with them, how they're doing.
Yo,
What's going on?
I
Shadow-
see.
Shadow's lagging his balls off.
If comfortably.
Yeah, it's like really bad. For my deaths, it's just because I stood still for 5 seconds straight.
So what do you want to do?
True.
I don't know. Just play. I mean, I don't know.
Get Jericho.
What do you think?
Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for Jericho, though.
This motherfucker never shows up to anything.
On time, at least, no.
I know a
It's fine.
person.
Wait, am I dead or no?
Yeah, you're dead as fuck.
Satouro, do you wanna join in?
Okay.
I
Oh,
mean,
I guess. Okay.
you guys
well,
want to?
You know what? You got us. Yeah.
All right, hop in.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm restarting.
This is fun, guys. Baby Yoda. Spectator, guys. This Hammerpaw guy is so hot. God forbid. Jericho
Hey, Sam,
shows up
you know
on
how to
time.
do this, right? How do you throw players in?
Just go to show lobby.
Okay, so show yeah.
What did
You got it.
Satouro say?
Okay, now I figured it out now. Cool. Motion, get out.
Jericho needs his beauty sleep.
There you go.
Okay. Where
The
are
DPS?
no what?
Fuck! Don't worry about it.
You did it wrong.
Yeah, I did.
GG.
Okay, I guess we just start.
GM.
Alright. I'm gonna go make myself another drink.
Alright. Hit the wrong button there. We're gonna play this Ilios out. And then go from there.
So we up 1-0, right? 1-0. Like in sub maps. No. Are you dumb? Can't you read? We play out the rest of the map. A little.
Alright, apologies for that. Motion DCing, and I think probably have left the lobby here, or is just resetting their PC. Jericho still nowhere
Well, if
to
they
be
3-0
found here.
us, they win map.
So we're waiting on it.
If we get 1-2 and it's a draw. And we go to CP map 6. Raza is making a drink.
All right, we're just waiting for Raza to make a drink here.
You spelled clash wrong.
So we're just waiting for the players to get ready again as I
Asterisk
figure
stadium.
out everything.
Karen.
Five, four,
We play this out. If only
Five,
Jericho showed up on
4,
time.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Tengo que irme. Hack complete.
All right, we're going to let this play out.
GS no TP.
No TP. We're going to see Satouro on the tank here. We're going to see the Doomfist here. Sloan moving over to the flex DPS. A Sombra pick. Hammer going in, trying to find Raza. No pick so far, however, an Bionade has to be used. Talking about which, Satouro going down, followed quickly by Sloan. That means Team Sam has to be pushed back here. Talking about which, they're looking for more. Hammer finds Raza. That's a go card here. Cwispy going in, finding Shay. Makumi finding Sam. Everyone has to back up from Team Sam's point. Right now, Dive looking deadly here. 17% on the board for Team Cwispy here. Someone was doing homework. Someone was putting some teams together. Talking about which, Satouro going down super low. Beautiful anti-nade coming out from Shay here. Really blunting that momentum. Talking about which, Makumi getting on top of his tank. Trying to get all the punishment he can. Talking about which, Raza might get cut off here by Hammerpaw. Talking about which, Cwispy has had his head the entire game. Finds Raza out. Alright, everyone's set up on the side of Team Cwispy, trying to hold this spawn. Talking about which, Hammerpaw holds W a little too long like normal. Gets punished for this. This is Team Sam's go card. Looks like George missed a sleep onto Satouro here. However, 63%. Ooh, Cwispy going down super low. Here comes a blade. It's whipped out. Will he find any value? Finds one. Gets slept. Someone woke him up quite fast. Shay goes down. Ah, someone got to be kicking themselves there. That was a beautiful sleep by Shay. Talking about which, here comes an EMP. Puts Makumi down. Talking about which,
Hello, Alex.
backline here. Please, Shadow, go to your other chat. That would be lovely. Hammerpaw primaling his way through it. They still have control of the board. Talking about which, Cwispy finds the OC pick. Hammerpaw going down super low. Satouro trying to capitalize on the tank pick here. Beautiful anti-nade by Shay. Prevents a lot of healing. Prevents stabilization for Team Cwispy here. Raza finally finding Grim. That's a good pick here. That's the DPS. Talking about which, you're aura farming right now with the Deadeye. Hammerpaw going down to Satouro. However, everyone is super low on Team Cwispy. Looks like we're going to put everyone down. George, last to go. As I say that, somehow Makumi goes down next. Team Sam, now in the driver's seat. Talking about which we have a small poke battle here. The Sombra and the Doomfist trying to control this high ground, trying to make sure Hammerpaw doesn't get any leverage on it. Talking about which you see two different angles being set up here. More on the health pack. Talking about which we see Sam switching over to the Kiriko Hammerpaw, however, finding slow at the last minute here. That's a great pick here. Talking about which Shay finds another beautiful sleep. Raza capitalizing on his support's efforts. Talking about which Hammerpaw going down super low. You're going to find no value here. Raza getting pressured out. Only one left alive. Kiriko abandoned him. We have a nanoed monkey trying to find Sloan here. Grim punches them out. It is just Satouro, just Sam left in. Sam facing three people, teleports to the wrong side of the neighborhood. Grim puts Sam down. It's overtime. The question is, who's going to touch? Are they communicating the touch? They are not. Looks like Team Hammer going up in this series. If we're going to play well, we're going to see one more map. If not, I'm just going to put us into the next map. We are not, so I'm going to show us to lobby here. Everyone back to lobby here.
Slept you during Blade and you still don't die. Hashtag feels bad, man. GR.
I don't think I don't remember how you slept during my Blade.
Cwispy, get into the others.
Redraft.
Sam, get into the others.
Yes.
He lived and got to. V_V.
Alright, captains. Map pick goes to the losers. So, gotta ask Sam.
Yes.
How are you gonna...
What's next map type?
Next map type will be... Let me pull up my sheet. Fuck you guys, that's a lot of questions. Next map type is... Escort.
Escort.
Shadowback.
Alright, let's see here.
LOL.
We will go... I don't even know what Shadow plays.
Do you want some time to go and talk to your teammates?
No, we go Shambali.
You're gonna go Shambali Monastery.
Yep.
Alright. Cwispy. That means you get the ban phase. Who are you gonna start out with?
I think I will ban Hazard.
Gonna ban Hazard here. Sam. Question is now, what are you gonna ban?
I'll ban Cass.
Banning Cass.
I can't believe you. This is a target ban.
Target ban.
Alright, gentlemen.
No 1v1. I don't like this.
Head back to your teams, and we're going to start here soon. If there's anyone you want to move around, just let me know in the chat. I'll get to it in just a sec. Alright, we got everything set up. We have a Cass ban on the side of Sam, and we have a Hazard.
Give me Shadow. Bans, Cass and Haz. Shadow for who?
Since Jericho is still not in this lobby presently, we cannot go to
I didn't draft.
6v6. Hold on, what did we say?
Motion and I with a 1v1.
Alright. Looks like we're gonna...
Does that look right? IG so //3 R. No. R. Wait, is Satouro on their team now? THX you say.
Hold on, is Satouro on that? What?
Satouro is not in. Sloan is on my team. Scuff production. Okay. My go tanks. Sray. No. Bench hammer paw.
Alright, we're benching Hammerpaw. There we go. I forgot Satouro, not on the right teams here. Did I get him?
//// R. I lost my first round pick.
Cwispy did lose their first round pick. We're
I
still
wish I was the bench.
do not know where everyone is. Talking about which phone and paw. Nowhere to be found in this lobby. Oh, there it is. You can get moved to there. Boom. Alright.
Scum R.
Alright, we're just waiting for the lobby to get set up. Wait for Sam to get it set up as well.
Warbler invited me to a group and didn't even say hi. Head up.
I'm
Say,
called
I'll say
Shadow
I'll be a good boy for you and go horse.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, what did I jump into?
Yeah, just Shadow.
Sam's a
Shadow, I guess.
pedophile.
Ah, I get it.
What?
You what?
Are we ready?
What? What?
Yo, chat, clip
I have
that.
it ready.
Alright, fuck.
Go chat clip that.
Chat, don't clip that. Whatever they say. Do not clip that. Alright, we're gonna head into the next map. It's gonna be Escort clipped. I don't think I feel comfortable having that clipped on my channel. Talking about not comfortable clipped on the channel. We're heading into Shambali Monastery as our next map choice as Escort. We're gonna see motion on the Reinhardt, followed closely by Satouro on the Ramatra. See what everyone else plays. We're gonna see a sim pick from Sloan. That requires a lot of team cooperation. Sloan and Motion not known to like each other, so we'll see how that one plays out. Talking about which team Cwispy looking dominant on the first map, not losing a point. Talking about which Sam winning some brownie points. So I'm just gonna type in chat. We love Sam. We got a Life Weaver here with on this comp. Life Weaver has been played with the Baptiste. It's been surprising to see in the OWCS, particularly these two work very well with the Fariha. Current bans are right now, you can see on the top left and right of your screen, we have the Hazard ban followed by the Cast ban, so Fariha is available to play.
3, 2, 1.
We're seeing Raza on a Bastion. Kind of rare to see here. I don't think I've ever seen Raza play on the Bastion, so don't have too much to really look for. Still waiting for Jericho. That was the #1 draft pick. Has not showed up, which is crazy. Talking about crazy. Looks like we're going to have a spawn hold, but Motion gives it up too late. Throws a fire strike into a protected area. Not going to get too much value out of that. Talking about which Cwispy almost going down to a beautiful nade. Raza in turret form here. Sloan given the escape route that they need. Motion going in deep, finding no value. Lamp, immortality is out. He gets out somehow. They find Cwispy. That's crazy. Talking about which Sloan is found out quite quickly by Satouro. Grim getting found, finding the value into Raza. We can see Motion escaping that. I'm honestly surprised Motion didn't die with the first pin in, finding no value there. but we will see what comes of this. Looks like Satouro stepping up, trying to get that Ryan to deposition. Oh, talking about which, we're going on a ride. Satouro getting pushed all the way to, yes, the next street code. Trying to survive. Will they get out? They do. Motion maybe going too deep now. However, Raza found Makumi with a cheeky Bastion pick, however, quickly traded out. These two tanks refusing to die. A lot of support. We're going to see a brawl out, drag out, talking about which. Don't gonna see that any longer as Sam goes down. However, Sloan finding a lot of value, burning through that Ramatra armor. Motion coming in with a big pin on that assist here. Gonna see corner 1 taken. However, they're not even around second corner. And it looks like Team Sam holding strong. Ults on the board. We have both Baptiste, Makumi with the Bolo. Here comes a window here. They're going to try to fight into it. Bolo shot also thrown out. Raza finds Grim. However, Cwispy finds Raza in return. A lot of value here. Hammer down, finding 2. There's a tank div maybe on the board here. Here comes a beautiful tree. The tree blocking off the Reinhardt who had that value. Shay also getting the value here. Cwispy going down to his own support line here. Sloan with a lot of beam value here. However, she goes down quickly after. Alright, we're going to see a general fallback here by Team Sam. How they're playing pretty strong here. A lot of health, a lot of healing to chew through here. Talking about which, Makumi tries to find Sam, almost goes down. We have a window, a greedy window by Shay. Trying to find any value here. Talking about which, Motion pins in, finds the Juno. That's a question mark. Normally you see the Juno be able to get away from that. But can't underestimate Sloan. They find Makumi. However, the annihilation from downtown found out. Is this the end of Motion? This would be the first time they go down. They do, and OC is popped, trying to secure this final thing. Looks like Satouro doesn't know you can't punch through pedal platform anymore. Sam finally going down. Now, Cart heading to the last corner. However, George Makumi could do something incredible with this orbital. It depends on who's going to touch. Looks like Sloan is setting up for that touch. Goes a little too deep. However, here comes. We have the satellite vector coming in for George. Looks like getting all the value it needs. Throwing it back. However, they see 9. Oh, no, they don't see 9. Never mind. I'm so used to Motion Steam. George getting all the value needed to on that orbital. Everyone finding their picks. Opening up second point. It was looking kind of dangerous there for Team Cwispy. But talking about which, hey, there's the first draft pick. Jericho,
Alright.
How does it feel getting picked first and then never showing up to camp?
Yo, listen. I took a nap at 6, right? I was like, yeah, I got it. Surely I'll wake up before 7. Whoops. I really thought I would wake up.
You really thought you would wake up? Well, here's some good news is your team's kind of struggling right now.
Who's my team?
Your team Sam. You were the first draft pick.
Of course it's Sam, bro. This fucking guy.
You got Motion Sloan, Raza, Shay on your team. So.
Jericho.
Yeah.
I'm teabagging you, bro.
Bro, you're not even playing.
Just wait till I get in.
We found Jericho.
Okay, bro.
You wanted to invite to the lobby?
Oh yeah, shit. Let me get on. I'm just sitting here. I'm not even on the team.
Get the fuck on. Alright, talking about which we see Ram going in. We got an Annihilation pop. Immortality trying to stabilize it as Raza is on the Torbjorn. Cwispy ripping the head off of Shay, finding a big value there. Bolo going into the Ramatra, however. Gwen crossed arm. They're not going to get anywhere through that armor. Motion looking deep, trying to find George. George not going to let him have any of it. You want to talk about a classic Motion? As soon as that tank went past him, he was focused on the wrong thing. His entire team swept up, dies. Second point unlocked. Gonna have some ults on the board. Shay has a window, but Cwispy with the OC to counter it. Right now, Shay's playing a dangerous game, trying to 1v1 Grim here. Doesn't find the better of her support duo. Alright, we're gonna see fights coming in right now. Poke phase, both teams switching on to the Friha. Oh, here comes an OC and an Orbital. This is going to be the go button that Team Cwispy wants to use. They've used it once before with Matt Big Effect, talking about which Raza goes down on the Torbjorn, followed by Shay. That's got to be back-breaking right now. The only person left is Sam. Big tree on the side of the map. You love to see the value gained by tree, but talking about which Motion, of course, dying because of it. Now it's just going to be cleanup effort for Team Cwispy. Team Sam trying to get the better of it. Gets pulled into a disruptor, dies. The come on the floor. Raza not too big there. However, Sloan finding Makumi where it matters. Raza's turret doesn't need him to be alive to find value. Sloan finding another one. Satouro still pushing this payload, but is going to get cleaned up here quite fast.
Turret MVP? The fuck?
The turret might be MVP for this match. Talking about which we see Raza picking the turret and stick to walls perk. I don't know what Motion's talking about. Dift, he's been kind of quiet this entire game. Talking about which we're going to see 2 annihilations come up on the board. That's the only ult on the side of Team Cwispy here. So we're going to go to Sloan's POV as they have this bolo shot. Ooh, finding a lot of value, finding Grim. Motion cleaning it up with Team Cwispy. Sloan struggling to hit this Juno, breaking their legs here. Still trying to get it. Will George find the better of his old tank player? No, Sloan puts George back in the retirement home. Coming up on a final fight territory, the only person with ult is Satouro. The question is, will they touch? They do. Here comes the annihilation for more survivability. However, Motion finds Makumi playing as a Sombra, and that's going to be a cleanup here. Team Cwispy getting to second point, almost around third corner, but that is known as the toughest corner to cap a round. Round 1 complete. See them on attack now. I mean defense.
Bait.
So, Jericho, how does it feel to be the #1 draft pick, though? You were that valuable.
I know. As expected. No kidding.
Humble brags from the guy who hasn't even joined his own team's VC.
Bro, they don't even know I'm here. They have no fucking... Hold on, I gotta go be a cheerleader.
Yeah, go cheer your thing on. I'll invite you to the custom game. Jericho finally joining his team in Team Sam. We have everyone who's supposed to be here. Alright, Shambali Monastery turning out to be a very interesting series. Gonna see a switch up on comps. Grim looks like he wants to go over to the Zen. Raza sticking strong with this Torbjorn. You know, let's get some Torbjorn POV. We don't see that too often. Gonna be some interesting gameplay, that's for sure. Talking about which, thank you everyone for stepping up, showing up, and what not. As we're waiting for the teams to appear. I'm gonna check the regular stat board here. Seeing a rather large tank differential here. Satouro going crazy on the stat board. Motion kind of quiet here. However, Motion's DPS, that of Sloan and Raza, have been going crazy, keeping this team alive. Talking about which Shay and Sergat playing a very interesting comp there with the
I'm not keen on wasting either.
Brig with the Bat Life Lever. A lot of sustainability.
Just one more mission.
Alright, will this be the day Raza gets his spawn shot? Let's see. Or will it be a caster curse? Finds nothing. The streak of Raza not finding anything with his jump shots lives on. We're gonna suspect Motion. Motion going in deep to 5 players. Looks like he's gonna get punished. However, Shay, beautiful save with the Bionade here. Gonna get topped up. Let's take a look at what other players are doing. Talking about other players, Raza and Sam going down super low. That Discord, Motion got to be cautious about that. That is a big burn value, talking about which Shay goes down. However, Raza taking out Grim. Sam showing he's also a deadly Kiriko here, taking out Cwispy. 2 players down on the side of Team Cwispy. Motion making that switch, a smart switch over to the horse, knowing he didn't win that Ram duel or he didn't win the Winston pick. Talking about which Raza finding big value. Makumi going down. That's a huge source of damage. But talking about which, this Zen pick, I don't know what's going on through Motion's head. You cannot walk out in the open with a Zena orb on you. You're just asking for trouble. Grim finding a lot of value there. That's going to force Team Sam to back up. And looks like Cwispy's team's going to hold strong here. Alright, we're going to go over to Grim's POV. He's been finding a lot of value with this Discord and the 5 orbs. As we see Orisa rounding the corner. Ooh, a beautiful dink there. Throws a lot of pressure onto it. Every ability forced here, including it. However, a beautiful anti-nade by Shay to make sure Satouro goes down finally. However, Cwispy does find Raza. No one's on point for Team Sam. Motion, Shadow, finding Grim. Finally finding his arch nemesis, allowing it to go farther. Makumi throws in the bolo shot. We're going to switch over to Cwispy, who has that OC. Makumi finding the better of Sloan there. However, I don't think this OC is going to find much value here. Raza killing Makumi. Motion following quickly behind. Getting Annihilation pummeled with it. Alright. Alt on the board, we have Shay with the Nano. And Raza with the Molten Core. You don't get to see too many Molten Core cams here. Looks like we're going to see a sneaky with Raza and Sam here. See how big this Molten Core is going to go. Just waiting for his team to step up. Waiting for his team to go. Here it is. The Molten Core is out. All the resources onto it. To throw the turret into a wall. That's not going to get too many value. Putting a lot of pressure here. Ooh, talking about which George thinks it's appropriate to pop that orbital. It just might keep their team alive. However, Motion and Sloan finding the value they need. However, trade's still coming in, but it's a little too late for Team Cwispy as Team Sam finally gets it past first. Alright, right now, Makumi coming up with a bolo shot. They have been a big source of damage, so we're going to go into their POV to see how this is going to go. Only one else coming up on the board is Shay with it. Talking about which Makumi's hunting for her. Throws 1 shot, throws 2 shot. Finding no value here. Still missing the Ana. I don't know how you're doing that. Oh, talking about which Shay. Cwispy finds Sloan here. Rips her head off. Shay still very much alive, getting pressured out for 3 years here. Here comes a Kitsune rush on the side of Sam, gets put down. However, I switched off Makumi too late as they get 3 with a bolo shot. Looks like Motion's gonna go down next. They're not gonna give Cwispy the 4-piece chicken McNugget meal that they're looking for. However, Sloan comes out of nowhere and assassinates George. The French connection would be no good. She is in danger, running out of resources here, gets picked up by her team. Talking about which, Shay, Sam, try to find Makumi. Sloan taking the head off of the devil who is just tempting their support players. Grim, however, finds Shay. Once more, form used by Satouro. Looks like we're going deep again. Motion finding value with the Terror Surge. Looks like Satoru's gonna go down next. Raza's damage way too much on that Ramatra, however, Grim's still very much alive. Looks like he's going to put down in a corner here. Jumped in an alleyway. Ooh, beautiful spear by Motion, taking Makumi out of this fight. And we have second point open. This is going to be a nail-biter, folks. We have 3 ults on the side of Cwispy's team here, as Motion again goes too deep, too fast. Shay still, however, holding on to that nano. Has been holding on that for a while. We're going to go over to her POV. Alright, everyone's setting up. We have 2 Tracers battling it out here. We have Makumi on it. Ooh, a beautiful nade. Trying to put that pressure onto that Ramatra here. Ooh, Cwispy going down. Finding Raza going down. Sam and... we have an Annihilation coming up. Talking about which Sam pops the Kitsune Rush. Here we go, folks. Will we see any value? Looks like Satouro forgetting how to click the character he wants to kill. Graham, however, showing him the way, finding not 1 but 2. Makumi getting Shay. Team Sam being forced back into the spawn. Alright, coming up on a minute and 26. Alt's looking like we're going to have a pulse bomb on Makumi. Let's see that Makumi-ass pulse bomb. That's right. I know what you called out, Shay. So let's see how much value you can get. He sticks a wall. He had an entire horse looking at him, but he sticks a wall. Talking about which, that Raza's turret going deep. Terror Surge going deeper, not finding any value except Grim. That is a lot of upfront damage gone now. However, Makumi finds Sloan on the Widowmaker. Raza getting found out quite quickly. Has Cwispy gone too far? It doesn't. It looks like it. Gets bailed out by his team though. I'm up on 60%. Sloan back on to her Sombra pick. She's been enjoying it so far. Has found good value of the EMP when used. But looks like Motion getting pressured. Still has that Discord on. Had to pop gold, but Shay pops that anti-healing. That's been a big key, big opener here, but you gotta have Motion survive this. Beautiful spear on to Makumi. This is gonna come down to overtime. Both teams have to play this perfectly. Satouro switching on to the cringe Malga play. Question is, who's gonna touch point? Ooh, Makumi finally sticks one. We have a Zen ult popped. But talking about which, Sloan picking up Cwispy here. George flying around, getting found out. However, Grim finds... oh, it looks like Motion's going crazy. It is just Makumi left on the point, 14 meters. And it looks like Team Sam is gonna take it at the end. Easy. All right.
And while we're trying, GG. IMONNN tour. Tank dip. CPT, please join other. Get out of my gamma meanie.
All right, looks like Sam goes up in score. Congratulations, Sam. That looked very losable, but you pulled it out in the end. That means Cwispy.
Nah, bruh.
What map are we thinking for the mode? Drumroll, please.
What's the next type?
Flashpoint/class.
The spirit of Jericho carried us through on that one.
We have conquered all of RM.
It was his presence. I love him.
We love to see the first round pick finally making it up to the first round. It's incredible. We found him, chat.
Oof, about time.
About time. All right, Flashpoint/Clash goes to you. Which one do you want to play?
Which type?
You can do you can do either Hanaoka, Temp, Throne of Anubis, or you can go to Flashpoint, which is New Junk City, Saravasa.
I think we'll go Saravasa.
I'm gonna go Saravasa. All right.
Also, sub in Jericho for Shadow.
Sub Jericho for Shadow. All right.
Yeah, I get my twin on the bench.
There you go. All right, next question. That means it goes, Sam, to you. Who are we going to ban?
Let me think here. We ban Junker Queen.
Junker Queen.
Ban Junker Queen. All right, Cwispy. Who are we banning next?
Put the Gunner Baller.
The Gunner Baller.
We must clash our.
Oh, by the way,
balls
Alex,
together.
if I like ban a tank, does that protect tank or no?
PLS stop speed.
Yeah,
that is a good
so you
question.
can't ban tank. Another tank this round. Yeah.
Got it.
Drum roll.
Let's ban Juno.
Gonna see a Juno ban on the side of that. All right, real quick. Your team's looking good. Who are we subbing in for you?
No. We lost Grim. I
What
think
if-
his computer crashed.
Okay, you want to go check your teammates and come back?
He will be back.
All right.
Thought he wasn't talking cause he hated me. You are a bum.
So while I have you two, what are you guys
No,
thinking
no.
right now?
We are laughing face.
I'm feeling good, bro. Like I'm having a good time.
You having a good time? Cwispy, your team, very close match that one was.
Oh, we're just having fun.
How you feeling?
You know, all I'm gonna say is they were playing real comps. On
Oh, we're playing
Survivor.
real comps, but
They were playing real comps, bro.
We're playing for the
They were
diff
taking off
situation.
angles, bro. They were taking off angles, bro.
Look, I was just playing the diff. I diffed Raza on map 1. I hit a nasty shot on Sloan map 2 here. Like, I think it's just fine.
We're playing for vibes.
We're playing
That's all I'm saying.
for vibes, and the vibes seem immaculate right now. Got a question though for you, Sam.
Yeah.
Shadow, going deep, finding those terror surges. Does he call that, or does he just go
Do we
deep?
want Hammer or
He doesn't
Satouro?
say anything, bro. He just feeds. That's why he's on the bench.
Motion is a pervert and a counter watch player.
What is
We
happening?
have
Yeah, what is
some
happening?
slander
What is
here.
happening?
Cwispy,
What is
your
happening
team
in the chat?
throwing shade into motion.
Okay, we're gonna put a hammer in for
Leave your
Satouro.
twin alone. Hammerpaw.
And then we're gonna
Blade
hope
ram into rain.
Grim comes back.
If your win is a pervert. Waiting on Grim. Buddy yapping. Playing Overwatch the Hammerpaw way.
How you feeling, Alex?
Bans are JQ
Feeling
and
good.
Juno.
Bit nervous on touching anything in the lobby. Don't do that too often. But besides that, I'm glad to see everyone's doing all right. I see Sloan is mutant and deaf, and is there a reason for that?
Nope. They didn't do that when I was in there. I think they just did it when they left. So.
Okay. Everything going good with that though?
Yeah.
I was a
Vibes
bit
look
worried
good.
as soon as I saw the motion and
They're good.
slow
They're
light
good.
up. All right.
So
You can watch- you
Grim,
can watch the
our
Raza stream.
amazing
I'm eating.
Grim, our amazing support here, says that the PC froze and then decided it was update time. But apparently it's at 98%, so I'm hoping it's back soon.
Okay, so we'll wait for a little longer.
Oh, okay. Sloan is eating apparently.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Gotcha.
Hey,
So-
no listening to our conversations in
Only
here.
Lost because I was out of rum.
He only lost because George stopped drinking. I'll drink to that, George.
Happy face.
But talking about which, Sam, you got your first round pick
True,
though.
true.
We found him.
We got him finally.
You know what the first
showed
thing?
up. Sure enough, he was asleep.
he was
No surprise.
definitely asleep.
You know, I knew that was a risk. You know,
Cheers.
taking him with the first pick, but I swung for it.
So, Alex.
Mhm.
Any 1v1 like things you're trying to watch out for here?
You know, the Sloan Makumi ones, that's been quite interesting. However, I do love watching the supports going at it. George doesn't look like he's lost a step at all.
See, I knew it was a good pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, to be fair, George, while he hasn't been hanging around us, has been playing Overwatch. I will just point that out.
We're
It's not like he's
Monday,
been retired this whole time. Bro still grinds Overwatch.
We know
I knew it was a
exactly
good
what we
pick.
need. Shut. Alex, I like watching supports going at it. Cwispy in attack.
Fuck, I forgot Sloan's
And
watching
George
the
at
stream.
back.
Yeah. Also, there might be some stream sniping going on, so let's maybe let's put a delay next time.
What? Stream
I think if
sniping?
you're stream sniping,
No.
all right. Here. I'm just gonna talk directly to everyone. If you're stream sniping,
not
you're a
stream
fucking nerd.
I'm just bored.
All right. I'm just gonna say it.
10 million down
All
the
of
drain.
y'all fucking nerds. Like,
Sam,
I appreciate
wait for
it.
the JQ ban.
I'll run a mid-roll
Waiting
ad,
for the match
but
to start.
nerds.
Can
I'm
we
just
play
saying, bro.
game?
We rolled up on Ryan and they were already on Ram. Like
But I don't care,
they were
bang,
doing
bang.
something.
We planned to go on Ram. We heard your
They were doing
Symmetra and we went far right. You could watch it back. We were
They were on some weird time in there.
CC
we were
for
on
Shay.
Ram the
Alright.
entire time.
Monkamai.
All right.
R.
Get back to your teams, everyone.
Only
Put
cost
R when
10
ready.
mil.
Look forward to seeing you guys
We are
next map.
flashing balls. R. Love a good double bang. Wispy R. W Sam.
We're just waiting on Wispy now to eventually hit R. All right, we're going in.
R. Wait.
Nope. You can add time when you are in the lobby. It's not that deep.
Ready for battle.
All right, we're going to see a bit of a switch up. We see the #1 draft pick coming in here. Raza jumping over to the Sombra. That's a pick of all time. If you know the lore, you know the lore here. Sloan going on to their her Genji here. I don't remember seeing too much of that. Looks like they're going to be on to the Tracer. She's been pretty deadly on that. However, on the side of a Wispy team, looks like we're going to have good 2 balls in the map here.
What are bands?
What are the bands?
Frog it.
JQ
Juno
and
Queen.
Juno.
JQ and Juno.
This fucker was in the chat when we decided it. But talking about which, we see an interesting pick here. What is Raza doing? Got a question on what I just saw. We're gonna see Lucio Kiriko. Gonna see Sloan jumping over to a Reaper here. I'm pretty sure we're just switching around in spawn. But doesn't look like we're switching off the ball, so we're gonna have a ball-on-ball action. Love to see balls going wild here. And yes, I absolutely know what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the teams to ready up. They are probably stream sniping, talking about which we have a team meeting here. George whipping out the Winston. However, the only person who has any idea what that means is Hammer. The rest of these guys are clueless. George out here preaching the good word of Winston. Love to see the call out. Remember me, signature Winston check. The rest of these people are absolutely poor. So we're just waiting for everyone to ready up. As I continue to talk and as we witness the almighty return of Winton. Talking about which.
Can we ready up?
Alright, there we go. Just have to yell at the players a little bit to get it ready up. Teams rolling out on the comps they want. We're going to see a Sam and Shay backline of Brig and Anna. It's followed by a George on his signature Kiriko. I don't know if that gets you excited as much as it does. George kind of a villain on the Kiriko here. But talking about which Sloan not going to let Hammer have any fun. Shuts him down. We have 2 balls just shooting each other. Seeing who has the bigger one. Raza finds George. However, Wispy takes out Sloan. Jericho has the better ball. Kumi just shooting in the face. Can't find anything. Raza is going to pick up the 4-piece here. Looks like we're going to see some rat-on-rat action here. As we're just saying things at this point, Sloan hunts down Makumi to the bitter ends of the earth and finds the kill. Hammer going down again, super low. Raza coming alive and is electric on this cast. The question is, you'd love to see it. Who has the better cast? Raza, Cwispy. Cwispy, known for his cast on this map. JQ was a big fan getting Satouro out of this lobby. We know Satouro loves it. But talking about which, 65% on the board for Team Sam, looking dominant here. Talking about which, Hammer going deep. Makumi trying to find Sloan. Both recall and throw their TP out. I'm going to head over to a Raza POV as they have the high noon. A lot of damage coming out. We're going to aura farm here. Grim trying to cross over. Doesn't find anything. Ooh, Jericho finds 4. Jericho finds 4. Will he? And he pops the mic. Finds 5. Jericho with the 5-piece. You love to see it. Absolutely steamrolled over the team. Team Sam taking first point in a dominant fashion. You want to talk about dominant fashion? We have Sam coming up on it. Shay coming up on their ults. That's survivability there as Cwispy, George, Grim, and Makumi have their assets. Talking about which, Makumi going down after taking Sam. Raza, danger to that. Shay trying to break everyone's ankle. No one can find an A button on her. But Hammer comes in. George pops. That's a patented George Kitsune rush. Talking about which, Sloan, she finds Cwispy, not allowing anything to come in. We got a follow. DJ.
Hans, bring it down a notch.
G-Sky? Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry for butchering your name, but talking about which, Grim finding Sloan. Everyone going down super low. Looks like we have some ball-on-ball action here. Rats fighting it out in Saravasa. Team Sam backs up. Got 25% on the board. Makumi switching over to the Sombra, trying to match the pace of Sloan. She's been deadly on it. Now we have a window. That's going to be an easy kite. You're going to question mark that for Grim. However, Shay is caught out here. Ooh, a sleep onto Cwispy. Trying to aura farm too hard. Raza shows him up, showing what Unk still got in the tank here. We see Mines trying to kill Shay. Hammer searching for that kill, but his entire team's dead. Talking about when Shay puts him down, his whole team gangs up on him, and that's going to be it. Team Sam finds their way back into second point. Oh, Cwispy might have stepped up too early. Jericho takes him down with the assist of the rest of his team. Talking about which, we have a Sombra duel coming out on the side. See who gets the better of it. Sloan aura farms Makumi off that side angle. However, only ults on the board are on Team Sam's side with Raza and Shay. Talking about which, Sloan getting pressured down. We nano Sloan for some reason. That's a deep nano. Not going to get too much value out of it. However, beautiful anti-nade comes in by George, finding enough value. Raza, however, coming alive this map, finding 2. Voice crack like it's in puberty. Hammer switches over to the Winston, tired of getting diffed by Jericho's enormous ball plays. Talking about which, this backline of George and Grim trying to stay alive as hard as possible. Raza, however, has found 5 in this last fight. Team Sam coming alive. Jericho finally finding some value here. Raza, absolute stonewalls. Team Cwispy with this cast going crazy. Talking about which, Jericho wants to set the pressure here fast. Hammerpaw found, hacked. We have Mines on the point. Hammer's gonna go down. That's a lot of pressure. Just chasing someone, might have. Oh, talking about it. EMP coming in for Sloan. A beautiful nade by Shay. Just a little too late to help Sloan. We have Brig on Brig. 1 raid boss. 1 just trying to survive. Sam gets diffed. Hammer comes out of nowhere. Takes the kill. However, Grim, George finding 2. Jericho's the only one left alive on the side of Team Sam. As we're going to see Team Cwispy step up. Jericho's looking clean on this ball. Just gives it up. Grim finds the boop kill onto it. We have question marks in the chat. I don't know why. Talking about which. Makumi goes down. Couldn't find any help. Especially when you're in the sights of Raza. Talking about which. Sloan going absolutely crazy. Jericho following up on her advance here. Raza finding the nether picks. Team Sam back on control. 41% on the board for Team Cwispy. Alright, we're going to see ults coming in here. We know Raza has hold this high noon for ages. However, Makumi with also the EMP, but you want to talk about a cast diff. Cwispy finally coming alive here. Maybe a start of something. Makumi finds 2, however, no more value into that. Shay dies, actually. Hammerpaw, let's see this white boy primal in action. So far, so good. Pressuring Sam back in. That's a question mark on that jump here. Jericho still very much alive. That's point progress for him. He can stay for as long as he wants because no one's going to shoot him. Talking about which, here comes the hammer. Finding nothing. Makumi making the switch. Oh! Getting absolutely demolished by the Brig. Probably because they had boop into the wall here. You see a lot of pressure come out with that. Here comes the mines. They're cutting off. They have to turn and fight. Oh my god, Raza and Jericho finding 2 each with their ults. Raza gonna aura farm walk that off. Big man on campus. Right now, Raza taking over this lobby. Something fierce. Question now is who's gonna touch. We are playing a scrim code, so we will go on to extra points. But that means Team Sam will get the point here. If no one touches, and no one does, that means Team Sam has won this map officially. However, we play on. Hammerpaw finally finding Jericho. But with the help of basically his entire team. Trying to find any more picks here. Not going to find it. We're going to start making the rotation up. We're going to go over to Sloan. She's been quite deadly on this Sombra. Has an EMP now available. Could go deep with Jericho. Getting pressured by the Tracer. Keeping it very much alive. Here it comes. EMPs gets 2. Gets Makumi and Grim. However, with the power of Jericho, they shut that Tracer down. Grim in a dire position. Sam diffs him on the Brigitte here. Sloan finding another one. Absolutely going crazy here. Cwispy, however, going down. It looks like Hammerpaw is going to get staggered out. Sloan opening that fight in a big way. Ooh, this might have been too much for Sloan finding the hack. But beautiful plays by her. Team Sam going to take first point. However, team is slowly feeding their brains out. I think Shay tried to go for sneaky and gets the pulse bombed.
Kinda toxic.
Makumi getting back from her for saying Makumi ass pulse bomb. That's crazy. We're just airing out our grievances with each other. This is what you love to see. Team Cwispy with control of the point and with lead right now. 4 ults on the board. Jericho's the only one on Team Sam with it. Raza, however, is slowly building it up. Question mark onto the Nano and question mark onto the Nano. Winston with the jump. We're not going to find too much, if any, value. Mine's on the point and it's cut off. We're going to see Sloan on the side. However, Jericho poops George. Kills Makumi with mines here. Jericho is going wild. Talking about which they're going to put the monkey down. Oh, they just barely don't. That was crazy. I wish I had the ability. Sloan shooting the dead body. Showing the dominance here. 85%. Grim gonna try to fight for the last remaining it. Cwispy pops the high noon, trying to find it. Raza peeks a little too early there. Gets caught out by that high noon. Team Cwispy looking like they still have a go button here. However, Sloan gonna put a lot of that damage down. Jericho still a very big nuisance here. They're trying to find Sloan. Recall and translocate forced out. Here comes Sam with the rally. Doesn't find too much value there. Gets put down quite fast. Shay, Makumi coming alive now. Coming big. as Team Cwispy starts cleaning up, Raza finds too. Oh my god. Shay hits another Makumi ass pulse swap. I'm running out of breath. As we continue onwards, Team Cwispy finally finding a point. Alright, Hammerpot going deep into this here. Question mark on it. We have an EMP, I don't know, finding nothing really. But Jericho splitting off the rest of the team with the mines, finds Cwispy, Raza putting the monkey down. Now it's just cleanup work here. Let's see if there's any trades coming in. Grim looking for it. Raza takes the head off of Grim. Makumi's the last one trying to survive by the skin of their teeth. Will they? George gets found out. They're still hunting for Makumi. They're in second point. We're fighting on a different location. Cwispy finds Shay, but is slept in the process. Jericho finally gets his hit down. Gonna see Hammer with that white boy primal. Let's see if Sam can survive this. Looks like it is. Raza showing his old teammate how it's done. Been absolutely ecstatic here. 38% on the board. However, everyone's super low. Raza dips Cwispy once more. Gonna go over to Sloan's POV. Trying to hunt this Tracer down. So close to finding it. Goes deep. Ooh, George backs up Makumi. However, Jericho is now just hunting Makumi down. Puts him down. High noon, electric cowboy. Raza maybe going a little too much for style there. Not finding enough substance on both those alts here. However, we have 3 on the side of Team Cwispy. But the question is anybody going to touch? They need to go now. It's 91% on the board. That's going to be map. If they don't, the question is who's going to touch? Makumi has to go deep. Hail Mary pass. Not going to get anything. Raza puts him down. The question is who's going to touch next? Hammer. Nano, what? Anti. Here comes Cwispy trying to find Raza. They do. However, the mine, he steps on that. You don't want to do that. Sloan picking up 2, and that's going to be it. Team Sam picks up a second map. We have some Team Cwispy enjoyers in chat. So big up to them. Let's get the captains in here and watch this beautiful play of the game.
Jericho, I'm going to unplug your mouse.
We back.
You are so back. Gotta ask, how does it feel having Raza just carry you through that map?
Yo, that was the plan. That's what we game planned, bro.
that was the plan.
That's what we game planned.
Now I gotta jump over to Cwispy. Cwispy, do you got any idea how to prevent Raza from absolutely annihilating you?
It wasn't Raza. It was Jericho.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you
That
seen
was our
what
plan,
Jericho
yeah.
was doing?
No, I did. So,
That was also our plan.
yeah, you
That
guys
was
got
also
pretty
your
much
plan.
steamrolled. Let's be real. Just trying to give you the benefit of doubt here, but that means Cwispy, you once more get the map pick, and we're heading into push. What are we thinking?
It's push
Let's see.
time.
Don't know Wald, I get it.
Is Satouro in here?
Is Satouro on here?
Is he done?
Oh, where'd he go? Yeah. Is he even online?
It says
maybe
he's
not.
Yeah, he is. He
not
is. Hold on.
around.
I'll invite him to the custom game.
Oh, he is?
I don't know why.
Well,
he
on
is.
Discord, it's like the yellow
Ah,
idol.
I see. Yeah. He
I was
on
gonna say,
Saudi
like, it
time.
depends on what, like.
On what you. We got a huge Grim fan.
Yo, shout out Graham.
Shout out Grim. pretty solid support line.
I know I
Satouro
bumped
is
him
gone,
around a
according to
couple of
Graham.
times.
Satouro is gone.
Yes,
All right.
I have got from my sources on the inside. I got that Satouro is gone.
Your Saudi sources?
Yes, all the sources.
All the sources. All right. That influence what you're gonna pick next.
I leave it up to my team if they can just message me right now.
If you want to get one of them in here, I'll allow that.
Oh.
I will
Wait,
let.
get my boy
I will
George in
let.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
George
let's
gets
get
to pick
co-captains in
the.
here.
George
get
gets to pick
co-captain?
the
Yeah, let's
map.
get co-captains in here.
I'll get Jericho in here then.
All right, looks like we have co-captains in here. Jericho, George, welcome to the Ether channel. We're
No,
picking.
What's up?
We're picking the push map here. Wispy's
Thanks, friend.
team gets to pick it. What do we think?
My bad for being toxic, but like I had fun bullying Hammer. That's.
George, with your expert knowledge, I thought I would let you decide.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing me in. Let me check.
Going on to push.
I could. We always could ban
I'm
Brawl,
turning the music up and not
but I
commenting.
don't want to do that to my friend Jericho.
I think we're picking this.
So
Raza, get the fuck out of here.
we're gonna ban. What are we, push? We're gonna ban Sombra.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sombra's epic.
I'm gonna ban Sombra. We're not at that stage yet, but I love the enthusiasm. We're still looking for a map pick though.
Oh, you wanted mad pick? Oh, sorry. I thought it was a ban. Let's do.
We're on push.
Esperanza.
We're doing Esperanza.
Esperanza?
Yeah.
Bronco. Oh, yeah.
All right. That means winner does get that coveted
Does
ban.
that mean we get first ban?
Yes. What are we banning?
Oh, I'll ban Farah.
I'm gonna ban Farah.
I guess we can't ban George. I guess we can't ban Sombra.
Cannot ban the same
Yeah.
Rip.
Damn it. Damn it. I'll leave it to you, Cwispy. What do you want to...
I brought you in here for a reason.
Oh, okay, for the ban. Oh.
He did pick map, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also chose a ban first.
You can ban the
you wanna
ball. I
ban
won't be
Anna?
mad.
No. Let's ban Anna.
You're gonna ban
Anna?
Anna.
Oh.
No.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
co-captains. If you guys want to head over to your regular teams,
All right.
we're just gonna finalize the lineups.
Yep. See ya.
No, what the fuck? Why'd Sam leave?
Interview time.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
Sam, is you roaster good?
Rooster.
Should I just go to my side then?
Is your roster good?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right. You go.
Are when ready.
All right.
R.
We got one from Sam. We're not looking for Sloan's R. All right, we're waiting for it.
R.
Wispies. All right, we're going to head into Esperanza next. Team Sam up 2-1 on Team Wispy as we're heading into the second to final map. -2 CP. That's just going to be for the lulz of it. I'm going to do one more control map after this. Here, Jericho still on the ball. We're going to see possibly a Sloan Junkrat. Love to see that. Hammer. Are we going to see Hammer on a DPS here? Or are we going to see Hammer on the ball? It looks like he wants his revenge. Looks like he wants that blood back that Jericho so happy to give him his last match. But this Sloan Mercy pick, Sloan Junkrat with a Mercy pick might go crazy here. Might see some devious. We are rolling around at the speed of sound. That's a Sonic reference, folks.
Sonic Sea Underground.
Sonic. Someone knows their Sonic games, I guess. I don't know. Never played that one. I just know it's a Sonic reference.
Amen montage.
Comb, Grim, Makumi, and Wispy. We got a Rat Milker fan here in chat. Love to see that. As we wait for the teams to ready up, gonna take them.
5, 4, 3.
I hate you and I'm quitting Alt Inferno. You. Iowa. Sad face.
Alright.
I get it. Ready up. I miss my nightmare. That bum didn't want to play.
All right. Apologies. We're just waiting for the two teams to figure out how to push the ready up button. Very difficult. These two teams have done it 1,000 times, but every time it gets a little bit harder. Low key, he might be tiring.
Played good hammer. Laughing face.
Jericho taunting his counterpart here on the ball. We're gonna see more ball-on-ball action. Yeah, I love to see.
Actually insanely good.
Here it is. We're talking about it. Which Makumi, no, Raza with the TP out. Gonna see a switch onto the Fariha. Remember, the two bans on this map are Farah and Ana. We're gonna see Sloan on the Junkrat. Let's go to her POV. That's gonna be interesting, especially since they're on an off angle here. Oh, finds Hammer Paw. There's gonna be that's an interesting pick off. You don't expect Jericho finding one. Grim, however, destroying Raza. Look at the cheekiness on this Junkrat. Looking for that Tracer. Finds it. Finds nothing else. However, Jericho slams Lucio back to the ground. We have a Shay Mercy on the field. You don't see that too often. This team confident in their abilities as they go up now. 2-1. A lot of pressure onto Shay, however, nothing being found out here. Ooh, finally going down, however. Sam already finding Grim. We have Makumi, who is running it down on the Moira here. Being an absolute nuisance, gets shot in the face by a rat in a giant ball. You want to talk about an interesting pick? I didn't realize we had a Reaper on the field. Cwispy at 75% here. Finally switching over to the Sojourn. Doesn't want any more of that. George finds Raza. Let's go to a George Tracer POV. Might be a Kiriko one trick, but a demon in on the Tracer here. As we have an 80 to Pulse Bomb. Sam with the Kitsune Rush. Here it comes. Jericho has the mines to follow up on. George hunting Sam down. Motion has started playing Overwatch once again. We might be seeing him in the next round here. 99 to Pulse Bomb. George hunting the Mercy down. Makumi finding it in the assist here. Here comes the mines from Hammer. Sloan, however, finds Makumi. That's a big pick. George doesn't get anything with that Pulse Bomb. Raza going down once more. Sloan, being a sneaky little devil here, gets one, gets two. Trying to find George's Tracer. Looks like we're just going to back out here. But not move too far. Not both teams about halfway to first checkpoint, which is about 2 or 3 fights. Looks like Motion started spectating here. We have mines on the field by Jericho. However, Sloan doesn't want him to get any of that credit. Kills hit Grim real fast. Motion leaving the game once a month. Raza going wide with that bolo shot. Got a question on what Unk's doing. However, Jericho finds Makumi once more. His ball going kind of insane here. Get that boy on Genji. I don't think you want him on Genji, as we have another fight progressing. Graham getting cut off. Found out. Oh, is that a tire jacks? As George finds Sloan. But don't worry, the guardian angel of Shay gets the res off here. Team Sam back at full strength. Hammer looks like he's getting diffed once more onto the ball. Sam finding the elimination there with some beautiful kunais. George, Pulse Bomb going wide once more. Cwispy building up to that rail. We're going to go over to him as the OC. Will they get any assist? 2 health and a dream. They do not. Jericho finds a great value there, preventing that fight go in. We got Makumi. Let's see what type of coalescence that is. Big value trying to hit something it cannot hit. Going down super low. Chat might be right. It might be a support handicap right there. As Sloan hunting down Makumi. On this, Makumi finally finds the rat. However, a little too late. Maybe Shay finds the res onto Raza. Team Sam still pushing this strongly. Makumi finds 2 here. And now he's just kind of left standing, waiting for something to happen. Looks like we're clearing mines out here. As the fight progresses here, Raza getting pressured down hard. Hammer looking for that kill. George, Grim, all 3 trying to find anything. There's incredible reason. Oh, they finally get him, but it's crazy. It took 3 people to kill 1 person. That's some beautiful movement tech by George, finding Shay's hiding spot. Jericho popping it. We still can't kill this Mercy for some reason. However, George cleans it up at the end. All right. Jericho still hunting, still out here. We have some ball-on-ball action here. Sam coming in, trying to make his ball survive. He knows that Jericho is a better ball. Grim pops the beat. We're going to see just constant ball. I don't know what's going on over there with the Moira and the Junkrat, but I guess we're fighting it out. Talking about which, Hammer finally finding Sam. Jericho, we have another missed pulse bomb by George onto Jericho. I'm pretty sure we have some violence going on that part. Talking about which, Team Cwispy coming up big here. Let's go to Cwispy's POV as he is still waiting for Overwatch 4 to come out because this OC has been sitting there forever. Jericho finds his own best mate here with the ball and finds another one. That's a DPS line cut for Team Cwispy. However, Hammer gets one in return, gets the Raza. He's not too happy with that one there. Don't know what really happened here. We're going to watch some ball gameplay here. If you'd hate motion sickness, here it is. Hammer wearing a very ugly skin, wearing the London Spitfire. We all know they're a garbage team. LA Valiant rise up, cough, cough. But we have balls going around here, swinging all over the place. We love these big balls here, big mines coming up, putting smaller balls on the floor. Raza switching over to the Sombra here. However, Team Cwispy finding even more meters here. Talking about which, Sam fighting George. Here comes a Coalescence, gets hacked out. That's a lull from me. Sombra can't find any shots onto it that actually kill the Moira. We're going to see a little fight here. Let's see who wins that. Raza going down super low. Makumi finds the best of him. Who is he going to go after next? That's the question. He's going to let Shay get that res off. But Cwispy still comes it. Here comes a tire. Don't know where that's going. Ooh, Salone finds Grim. That's a support line down for Cwispy. Talking about Cwispy, finally pops the OC, but gets caught flat-footed. Hammerpaw still deep in here. Don't know why he hasn't escaped yet. Gonna get burnt down. The entire team looked at him. We're seeing swaps come in. Cwispy jumping over to that cast. George with that pulse bomb. I don't know where it is. George pulses Jericho. He's been looking for that all game. He gets it. Teabags Jericho. That was a beautiful series of events that I just watched. 2 teammates just giving each other great love taps there. Sam has to TP out after popping the Kitsune rush, however. In danger of going down. Hammerpaw hacked. A beautiful EMP catching 2. Raza sweeping up Grim. However, this fight's still going. Makumi, as the Moira, putting a lot of damage down, finds Sam and Hammerpaw finding his one here. These 2 teams very close together. However, Moira might be feeding, but Shay found out on the Mercy. Gonna look at the scorecard here. I would just kidding. Raza trying to hack some out. Here comes Jericho popping mines, finds Grim. One thing about these ball comps is the fight never ends. Looks like Sloan going over to the Tracer here. Hammerpaw getting pressure down low. He knows he loses that. Oh my god. No one heals George and he gets flattened. Talking about this, that this league lead might be coming away from it. Ooh, so close to losing it. Jericho finds Cwispy, and I think Moira. Grim beats on the head of Shay. That might be... That's kind of toxic. Talking about which, Shay going into the drink, wants to go for a swim. Don't blame it. That's some good looking water right there. Makumi pops Coalescence. Trying to find this Torb. Finds Raza finally. The bot is now running away. Grim trying to get that value here. Finds Sloan. We're coming down to the final 30 seconds. The only ults on the side of that. Oh, Jericho finds out. And so Sloan is still in spawn. The question is, who gets the touch here? Ball comes out with the mine. 10 seconds left. I don't know why you're still pushing it. You're just pushing it towards the Tracer here. Tracer loves to see that. Handing in all the silver platter. Will they find anything? They don't. Team Cwispy get the win and tie the series up.
Raza. Love my support. Raza, you played well. GGWP. But like,
We're gonna watch this Makumi ass coalescence. He finds one in Sam and finds the other on Torp while keeping Hammer. Well, it doesn't even look at Hammer actually. Never mind.
Sorry, I had to really appreciate my goated players play of the game there.
You gotta appreciate your Moira play?
Yeah, Mangumi on Moira.
Makumi on Moira. Alright.
got to play Mercy.
Sam, that means going in
Oh yeah.
to control point.
Control again?
We're going to control. Or do we want to tie break this with 2 CP? It's up to you.
I do not want to play 2 CP, so I'll go control.
All right,
Cringe.
we're gonna get a control. Sam, you get the first pick. The map pick.
Wait, what?
No, you get the map pick. You get the first pick. Yeah.
I have a kamikaze Moira.
I'll say Li
profile.
Shang.
All right, we're gonna go to Li Zhang Tower. As I'm having a stroke for some reason. So I gotta ask, what decided to go Moira? Why Moira?
Because we're here for fun.
Yeah.
And here's Raza coming out on Sombra later.
What are we gonna do now? All right. We're on Li Zhang Tower. That means Cwispy. Who you gonna ban first?
We start Remember Me 2.0.
We're gonna ban. Might as well just Sombra.
You're gonna ban Sombra. That's been pretty prevalent. Sam. Who
We're
are
gonna
you
ban
banning?
Kiri? What?
Kiriko.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Everything looking good on your
Also,
rosters, or do you want to switch up some people?
Swap Sloan for Shadow.
All right, we're gonna move Sloan for Shadow.
Swap Alex in for.
Ooh.
I am not
Oh,
playing.
no.
You could.
No.
What's stopping you?
All right, ready whenever.
All right,
I
Sam's
guess we're ready too.
and we're done. All right.
For all the marbles. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're heading into Li Zhang Tower. Teams tied 2 apiece here. Control point. Let's see what we're running out on. Who's running out on what? That's always been a big surprise during this series. Talking about which, we have Sloan, the Junkrat player from last match. How you feeling?
I'm feeling terrible. I'm getting subbed out in map 5. I think my team hates me. My Freya was 11 and 10 with a Mercy pocket. I don't know, man. Maybe just chalk my entire team. I don't think they win this without me. I think I was the glue that held this team together. You know, I think my team is useless without me. TBH.
TBA.
We'll go view Sloan.
TBH.
And also,
Honestly, I'm here to do the fucking whatever it's called, the color.
You're gonna do the color, all right. Well, we're no longer doing ball commentary because it doesn't look like either team's gonna be running that. That lasted forever.
I mean, yeah, we might not be out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
Knowing this map and its history of maybe not this sub map, but later on in the map, we might be seeing some ball. I'm not too certain on Sam's ball play, but
I was about to ask you next. Look at the tank comp. Hammer's still just running on tank, but You guys played a lot of different takes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been
Alex is not
difficult. Alex? / hide chat.
No.
Yeah, Sam, I've never seen him play tank, so this will be interesting. As well as the George Sim. Let's see what these Sims swap to. Okay, we're gonna see. Oh?
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Malga going in, wall coming out. His whole team's gonna egress onto that. The Venture really good for this. However, the May has already used the ice block here. Jericho finding Hammer. Too much damage. Talking about which, Sam finding Grim. It's going to be basically fight win for Team Sam as we clean up the rest of the players.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty dominant fight. Over in a flash. You know, Sam might be the GOAT. Who knows?
Yeah, you were playing against Makumi's Moira. There's 3 people looking at him. Can't find the kill. Shay goes down. That's just kind of fucking tragic there. Motion finally puts one in the head. I think that's a little too late. His team is falling apart in the sidelines here. However, they still have point presence. George finding Raza. Motion getting the better of Cwispy. Point flip for the top side of Team Cwispy here. Sam still standing strong. Misses a swing on the axe. That's going to be a lot of value down. Looks like we're just going to go for stall. I don't know why Motion's going for stall. Point flipped. Raza finding 2, finding 3 actually. This fight flipped on its head.
Raza is popping off! He just killed 5!
Yeah, Raza.
What a fucking play from Raza!
Raza, not playing competitively anymore, but like, still clip farming apparently.
Yeah, I mean, all he does is clip farm. He just plays ranked all day. This guy is... He's the PGE of Remember Me. And we're seeing it in action because he's just like PGE and he's got that sauce.
He got that sauce, but talking about which, Cwispy doesn't like it and puts it down.
Oh.
We have a blizzard coming out, finding no value. George Pulse Bomb going wide, however. We're targeting Shay, we're putting that down. Jericho pops the beat, finding 3, maybe a little too late. Oh, but talking about which, Grim finds Motion and Shay is down. Sam following shortly after. Here, this looks like it could be a team fight win for Team Cwispy.
Raza's still oh, Raza's yeah, just some not great ult usage from Team Sam. We miss our May ult, and then we miss our beat, or we beat late and then stagger. Not a great look, but you know they're still in this. They have the Junker Queen ult coming up, which is going to be difficult for the other team to deal with, and Raza gets a pick.
Yeah, Raza
Sam
gets
gets another pick. They probably won't even have to use ults.
They're using ults anyways. I don't know why. They were already up both support ults. You basically drains the bank here. Grim, only one with a beat left. However, Team Sam, 70% on the board.
Yeah, I don't hate the Juno ult or the Reaper ult in that situation. They're a bit over-aggressive, but they're fine. But
that's a beautiful
the
cutoff.
Junker Queen ult is too much. As Cwispy goes down early again.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just going to try to hold the door. Hammer looking for any sort of healing. Not going to find it, as I do not think Makumi really wants to do much healing. Talking about which, Shay somehow puts George down. Makumi in the backline trying to fight Jericho off. However, Sam finds Grim. Here comes a Doomfist, maybe for touch. Hammer's not going to try to find too much value here. Going down low. Raza shooting, giving back shots. Motion finding it. A beat just for the touch, just for that sustain. George's Pulse Bomb going wide once more. Gonna be the last touch here. 99% on the board. Just played it. Jericho gonna beat for celebration.
Yeah, and I think that final Pulse Bomb really encapsulated that round for Team Cwispy. They really struggled to find value from their ultimates. They struggled to get those opening picks with their ultimates, and they struggled to, you know, keep their footing a lot of the time. They sort of got ran over by the dominant presence that is Sam's Junker Queen.
Absolutely. Sam has had a pocket Junker Queen for quite some time. Doesn't pull it out too many occasions. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know about the Malga though. I've never seen this fool on a Malga.
You know, it's not that hard of a hero. But the thing I'm seeing mostly is how is the ball? I feel like the ball is going to do really well into this comp from Team Sam. The Juno's going to get really hard focused. And I don't think the Reaper is going to find the same value that it found against the Maga. So it might be a swap for both of them to maybe something like a Kiri. Oh, well, Kiriko's banned. To maybe something like a Tracer for Raza. I know it's not his specialty, but what is going on in chat?
They have just been yapping in chat. Do not pay attention to that.
Yeah, this is a hard composition for Team Sam to deal with. So we'll see how it plays out here.
Talking about which Hammer trying to find the opening picks by Boops, but doesn't find any value. Here we have Makumi on the far, going to put pressure onto that backline, preventing them from really getting anywhere without the damage. Talking about which, we have Grim also finding Boops. However, both those characters are mobile, however, cuts them off completely from their team. Isolated and destroyed. Grim almost on the receiving end of a bad Boop here. Looks like Sam's trying to anchor a point here with Raza. This is probably just going to be a stall tactic. There's no way they survive it for too long. Sam misses the ball completely. R/ whoosh. And Sam Raza going down next.
Yeah, and like I said, the supports are unable to really stay in the fight long into this ball. It's going to be a struggle if they stay with this, and I don't think Sen is the solution here. We'll see how it plays out, but I don't think well, that hero's banned, so okay. That is going to do better here, I think. More self-sustained, but I don't think he'll have the stun ability that maybe you'd want into this type of comp.
Yeah, then already you can see it right now with that BAP getting quite heavily pressured out. However, Hammer known for going a bit too early, getting pressured out quite hard, very low on health, looking for any type of healing and sustain. Malga comp, however, is now finding its purchase where you want to stand on this point. However, Mines are going to try to cut his team off. Makumi's Bolo, no, that's Cwispy's Bolo shot going wide. Sam going to Narnia, finding only 3 people looking at him with guns. That's a wrong neighborhood if I've ever seen one. Grim going deep, finding 2 shotguns in the face as well. Cwispy picks up Jericho. That's the guy who tried to give me main support lessons.
That's not Narnia. That's O-Block. He went into the wrong neighborhood, and he got punished for it.
Got an O-Block reference in there, talking about which Makumi finds 2 rockets. We might well be in the Middle East right now. Sam stepping up. I do not know why, as his team has not fully come back. It's going to be a lot of pressure. He's dancing around this angle with Grim trying to find that boop. Sam going deep. His team's still not quite there. Immortality forced out here. Jericho going down super low. Cwispy punishing Jericho for even touching. However, Motion finds Makumi and Grim here. Here comes a Bolo shot. Shay just going to have to accept it. However, we're going to see a point flip by Sam. Survives that somehow. Raza puts down Cwispy, and that looks like it's fight won by Sam's team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I genuinely do not know what just happened in that fight.
We're going to talk about what's happening right now. Motion going down from Cwispy. Another Immortality. Raza killing that. So that's a Ajax right there. But talking about which, Makumi's raining justice from above, finding 2. Cwispy finding another one. That's 4. Sam trying his hardest to carry this team out of the fire. But he's thrown back in. 88% on the board. And counting now for Team Cwispy, 40 for Team Sam.
I believe that is the first Ajax of the day, which is impressive that it's by a support player, seeing as we have so many non-support players on support. And our only Ajax of the day is from a Lucio player.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first time we've seen an Ajax, and we've seen some really interesting beats, including on top of other players' heads throughout this entire scrim. So we're heading into final point. This is for all of the marbles here. We're 1-1 tied on Li Zhang. Clone, I gotta ask you, who are you gonna favor for this team?
I think the ball comp can do really well here. It's going to be more difficult, as this is a more difficult map to play in general for the ball. And maybe the Maga comp or maybe the Hazard or Diva are going to be able to, you know, discourage the ball from engaging more. But yeah, I think I favor Team Cwispy here. I think their comp is very strong on this map, and Team Sam don't seem to have a solution just yet. Maybe with Raza swapping over to the Cass, it'll be a bit better for them. And the Junker Queen for Sam, maybe he pulls out his signature pick, and they see a lot of improvement here.
But talking about which, I have not seen Sam on a horse either, so we're getting a mystery box of Sam today, all the different flavors that he can provide. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So far, no answers for this ball composition, and they have been looking absolutely dominant here. Maybe you see Motion swapping onto the Sombra. I know he can play that backline
well,
of...
it's banned, so...
Oh yeah, it is banned, huh?
Fantastic ban from Team Cwispy, I will say.
Absolutely.
That's really disabled the ability of Team Sam to deal with the Wrecking Ball. I know a certain Sombra player was doing incredibly well and kind of putting the entire team on his back went into the ball, but that player's no longer in somehow. And I guess we're now seeing the power of Motion. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Motion been kind of quiet this entire scrim, except on the horse, but that was also kind of feeding the brains out. Talking about which, they're going to start bunkering up with that sim comp. Hammer not finding any value on the slam so far. They're going to be playing Coast here, trying to disrupt that backline, trying to find an opening for his team. Finds it. Cwispy taking Jericho down. That's a big opening here. Shay doesn't have that break for support line here. Talking about which, Hammer is trying to find Motion. Doesn't want to give him the beam so long. Going down half. Raza finds Makumi. However, it's a little too late as George and Grim finding value. Grim finding another one. White boy on Lucio. What will he do? Talking about which, the horse gets put into a box and killed. Grim with a 4-piece, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, dare I say Lucio dip?
Looks like
I
George
believe
is
Jericho
agreeing.
is actually not a white boy, but he is a brown boy on Lucio. So we don't see many of those, but you know, the few we do see are powerful.
Absolutely, we got Aura farming. Talking about which, Sam trying to push his team into position. We see a wide TP for Motion. Makumi not expecting that in his face, gets put down. This is an opening for Team Sam, trying to hunt down this backline. Grim going down super low. However, no value found. However, Raza on that Cowboy finds Cwispy. Jericho finds the counterpart in Grim. Here comes a Mines on point. This is just for stall. Hammer, again, super low. Let's see if he can get out or if he's just going to play for points. Makumi jumps off the side of the map. Don't know what's going on.
I get it. Yeah, we might have to get an instant replay on that one, which we do not have the facilities for, so I don't know why I said that, but...
We're in a poverty
yeah,
league, but yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a tactical reset from the spawn room, because I believe he was in spawn when he jumped off the map. But yeah, I mean, solidifying the hold here for Sam's team, and it's gonna be a lot better for them to be defending here rather than attacking. Jericho blocks the Tracer Pulse as Sam pushes in. Makumi going low.
Here comes
Makumi
Bolo,
dead
however,
again.
finds Shay. That's a big pick. Sam going super deep, ulting inside their spawn. Jericho finds Grim. However, Sam finds Cwispy in return. That wall keeping Sam up. And honestly, this point looks like it's flipped on its head. This script.
Makumi dead again.
Yeah. We rally. I don't know. Jericho is in their spawn rallying. I don't know what's going on. Raza, he finds one in their spawn. They ult him to get him out of spawn.
Just powerful stuff from Jericho. He's aura farming.
Jericho.
He's got the goat skin because he's the goat.
Yeah, absolutely. Jericho putting the team on his back and saying, "Watch me carry here." Has been doing that
He's
the last.
looking like prime Hacksaw, and it's just power from him. There's no one better at the brig than Jericho, dare I say. I mean, Fielder who, Chio who, Chorong who, we've got Jericho.
Oh, but talking about
As
which...
Makumi chosen deep again!
Yeah, Makumi...
The beat comes out!
Yeah, Makumi saved by that beat. Everyone, however, finding Raza, not letting that high noon come out where it needed. And that looks like they finally put the brakes on Sam's team, who was almost running away with this map.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Makumi doesn't die for 20 seconds, the team starts to win. It's an interesting trend when you have your flex support up, but we'll see if that trend continues.
Yeah, talking about which, Sam gets kind of isolated here, has to pop gold. No one's going to look at him too long. However, George and everyone else finally turned their head. We're coming up in Final Fight territory, 81% on both sides of the board here. Shay pops the orbital in spawn. You can see it from this POV. Raza, however, finds Grim. We're having a Tracer 1v1. It's George versus Shadow. Historically, we know how that goes. Raza finds Makumi Hammer. Oh, Raza. Given that Raza Dazzle and finds 2 motion, finding Grim now. 99%. Question is, are we setting up for touches? Who's going to be touching here?
Hammerpaw needs to die.
Ooh,
Hammerpaw needs to
Wispy
die or
dies,
get
though.
out.
That's going to be a big stagger. Looks like Hammer's
Yeah,
going
it's going to be a difficult retake. It's just going to have to be Hammer coming into touch. And they're going to have to be pretty desperate. They don't have any ults. The only ult they're coming up on is going to be that Mur ult soon, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Raza's
looking
going
like
to pop
it's-
that zoning high noon. No one touches!
C9?
That's going to be...
Map
Yeah, that's a
5?
C9. We go to
And the series goes to Steve Sam.
Absolutely.
And a map 5, 99 to 99.
All right, let's get the captains in here after we watch this beautiful Raza play of the game on the Reaper.
Let's get Raza in here for an interview first, I think. Thoughts?
Yeah, hold on. Raza.
Oh yeah, wait, we can talk to Raza after.
Yeah.
CPNT, please get in here.
Jericho did cheat. I will say that. So.
We have allegations of cheating here.
Yeah. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither do we.
Technically, Alex did.
Next
did
time,
make
next
it.
time.
I technically made the rules. But
Wait,
like,
we only need the fucking captains in here. It's
yeah,
too many people.
Captains in here, then we'll get everyone. Can you get everyone to remember me?
No. Okay.
Please? Love you. Thank you. All right, guys. Gotta ask. Series goes over to Team Sam. How you feeling?
Hold on now. We're just gonna allow a cheater to just walk free like nothing happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So Team Sam, how's it feel to be the winners of the first Remember Me v Remember Me?
Yeah, I mean, just what I expected, to be honest.
Highly controversial.
Just pure dominance
Not
on
at
every
all.
level. I diffed Hammer on tank, so like that
True.
happened. I don't know.
Don't forget that we were off rolling pretty funnily.
So were we.
Hammer was
Sam
not off rolling. Hammer
Sam
was
was
not
on
off
tank.
rolling.
We were still being
Yeah,
funny.
I
Hammer
mean-
wanted to play tank.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
'cause he's a goober.
excruciatingly dominant performance from Team Sam. I have to
Not
ask,
really,
what do you
no.
attribute? If you could let me finish my question.
Well,
Crispy.
I'm just saying it
No,
wasn't
I'm gonna
dominant.
just let me finish real quick.
We
Can you
did
just let me
take 2
finish?
maps.
No, yeah, 2 maps is not 3 though, so
Wow,
still did.
3 to
not
2.
bigger
That's
than 3.
still like pretty close.
Yeah, second, or I guess you're the best loser out there if you want to go look at it like that. So
Well, I'm
Team
just-
Sam, absolutely dominant victory
Statistically.
from you guys. Only 2 losses were basically gimmies for them because you felt like giving away wins. What do you attribute this dominance to?
I think there's some caster
Team
bias
effort, you
here.
know.
I would say
Probably because they were
disagree.
drafted by the team, honestly.
Yeah, but I also got benched, so it's like, why would I like this team? You know?
Well, you're still like you're still talking like you're a part of it.
Wispy, you'll get your question
A
next.
part of what? Yeah, you'll get your question after.
Next question.
So yeah, back to you, Sam. What do you attribute the victory to in that map 5?
And the map 5 specifically, it was definitely me diffing Hammer on tank. I think that's my biggest takeaway, to be honest.
And what do you think Hammer can improve on in the tank matchup that can maybe
honestly-
allow him to not be hard gapped?
Honestly,
No, Hammer, get the fuck out of here.
honestly, like I think if Hammer just grew some hands, he might actually be a good player. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, because right now I'm being told that he plays with nubs, like a chicken nugget man.
Yeah, it's actually quite like brave of him to be playing Overwatch the way he does.
Yeah, he plays with
I'm
one of
proud
those
I'm proud of him.
disability
He put up a good performance, but
Xbox
just not good enough.
controllers.
Yeah.
All right, Cwispy. Gotta ask, if you could do anything over again, what would it be?
To be honest, I think we technically won because, like we all already said, Jericho cheated.
Yeah, but
You know,
Alex is
the map
judge,
that he
jury,
played
and
Kiriko, by the way,
executioner.
I'm just gonna say we lost that map.
Yeah, you guys did lose. So.
Yeah, and I mean, Alex is judge, jury, and executioner, so it doesn't really matter what you think.
Okay, like, low-key, I didn't actually realize that he did that, so.
Yeah, you need to start just like removing the heroes and while we're waiting.
Growing pains, everyone. We'll do that next time. All right, we're gonna go into Remember Me VC now and say hello.
Wait, we need to interview Raza. We need to interview Raza.
We're gonna give Raza the play of the game. Okay.
WP all.
Yeah.
All right, captains, just make sure everyone doesn't jump out. We'll see how everyone's doing after this. Right.
I'm excited to hear what Raza has to say about
All
his
right, Raza.
dominant performance. Absolutely packing up the other team.
Damn. No.
Yes. Oh.
Raza.
Just
Turn.
Raza?
Yeah, Raza. Raza.
Yo.
All right, we gotta ask. Very dominant performance here. How you feeling? As we're gonna reward you with the player of the match.
Let's go.
How does it feel coming out of retirement and showing the kids how it's done?
You know, I just want to say, Hammerpaw, he played incredible. Honestly, he absolutely crushed it. Dude's an animal. It's a really tough match. But you know, we snuck the win out. Barely got it. So, had a great team. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just saying the same thing about Hammer being fully hand-having a human being with great gameplay. So we completely agree with you on that one. And I gotta ask, what do you attribute your dominance to in the field of battle? Is it the clip farming? Is it the massive amount of women that you get? What is it? Is it your sexiness? What could
It's
it be?
strictly just has to do with the dying need to want to teabag my dead opponents. If I can't teabag them, then you know I feel like I'm not having fun. So just gotta go for the teabag.
Were you enjoying teabagging the most? Whose mouth was tickling your nutsack the best, if you will?
Man, it's tough. It's between Cwispy and Hammer. It's got to be a toss up between the two, but you know, Hammer's was a little bit more ticklish, if you will.
I've heard he has a very nice tongue. Can you confirm or deny this?
Yeah, you know, I don't like to kiss and tell. I can't confirm or deny.
All right, we thank you, Raza, for doing that. We're gonna all head up to Remember Me VC, get one last hurrah from every player and everyone who has joined in on this beautiful day. So let's head upstairs.
Everyone.
Crashing out.
All right, hello everyone. How we
Hey,
doing?
Hello.
thank you, Alex.
Just want to say great job, Hammer. Absolutely fantastic gameplay from you. You really
And
put
I muted Sloan about it.
You really performed that
Roger's
thing.
already muted. Jericho's muted.
amazing
muted.
performance. just powerful stuff from the
Hammer's in a VC for people is dead silent.
Yo, yo.
player
Yo.
on
Let
the
Alex
tournament
speak.
demo.
Speak. Let Alex speak, guys.
Sorry.
No. I just want to thank everyone for allowing me to do this, for allowing me to host. There's going to be some growing pains, but I enjoyed it. I hope everyone else had a great time. It's a close game, and I'm kind of happy with that. I was afraid that there's going to be too many spawn camps, or one team's going to be more dominant, so it's good to see everyone had a grand old time, and it's good to see that vibes are high, so thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
teams
you,
just
Alex.
kind of let them have a little bit
thank
of
you.
leeway.
I mean, what can I say?
You know,
I
when
coached these guys.
I
you
was
know?
kind of the like I was the guy who makes it equal for everybody. I was like going like 12 and 11 or something. I was like going 18
No, it's
and
okay.
11.
Me too.
No. But you get that's the thing. You were getting doved on by their whole team. I was just there.
But it was
you know?
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta
Yeah, we
ask-
did catch you on broadcast saying.
I did
smell.
say.
Yes,
I said what I said. I said what I fucking
so
said.
much aggression.
Talk
to
about
me.
digital footprint.
I gotta ask Grim, why beat on her head though?
That was so
listen.
funny.
It
That
was a
was
sign of
hilarious. Bro.
dominance.
You guys cornered me, and then you beat, and I was like, "There's no way that this wasn't on purpose."
Yes, this is it. This is so This is so
Bro, this is when I when I cooked up Monkumi, bro. He never saw it coming. He never saw
No,
it
what am
coming.
I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do here?
Look at this.
Forget about the Anna Boop.
Wait,
Get
can we
one.
back though?
Yeah.
And then boom, Monkumi straight in.
Like, what is that angle? What is that angle? It makes no sense.
Hold on, instant
Wait,
replay.
you actually got
instant
fucking
replay.
rolled.
He
Whoa.
trick-shotted me.
Let's hit the slow-mo.
All right, everyone. I would like to thank you for coming into the Remember Me versus Remember Me All Out Brawl. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up. Everyone who did everything. Sam, do you have any final messages?
Nope. I just want to say thank you for hosting this. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me host it. All right. With that being said, thank you, and thank you for all the subs, all the follows, and everything else that came with this stream. I appreciate everything and everyone else. So, with that being said, have a good night.